Good evening and welcome to the Mount Prospect Ice Arena for tonight's CCHL matchup between the Marist Redhawks and the Notre Dame Dons. My name is Aaron Shellen and I will be bringing you both the varsity and the junior varsity games live this evening. We'll start with the varsity squad. Last night they dropped a 2-0 match to Leyden, falling to 0-8-1 on the season. Tonight they look to put one in the win column as they face off against the 2-4 Redhawks. Joining me tonight to talk about both games as well as looking ahead to tonight's matchup is JV head coach Tom Geiger. Tom, thanks for joining me tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Aaron.
So before we get into hockey, we got a couple of guys standing behind us. So why don't you take it away here a little bit and we'll let the guys introduce themselves.
From Notre Dame varsity soccer. So just going to pass the mic over here, let them introduce themselves.
All right. So guys, why don't you tell me your name, tell me what year you are, and what we're doing here tonight.
I'm Tom Crowley. I'm the assistant coach for the varsity soccer Dons.
I'm Jaime Gutierrez. I'm a senior here at Notre Dame, and I'm here to support the hockey Dons.
All right.
Michael Ziemba. I'm a sophomore, and I'm here to support the Dons.
Great. So I'll let assistant coach hang on to it here. So guys, tell me, how's your season going this year?
We had a great season. Made it to the Elite Eight Super Sectionals.
Great.
First time in 68-year history. So definitely farthest we've ever made it. Looking forward to next year. And these guys had a great year.
Excellent. So just a show of support tonight, out here to support the Ice Dons, or here for any particular reason?
No, yeah, just to support them. Love coming out. A bunch of these guys came out to a bunch of games last year as you guys made your run. Said it was a great time, so we decided to get the whole team out here.
Awesome.
The brotherhood is also very, very big at Notre Dame, so everyone tries to support each other.
Yep.
So we're all a family.
Great, excellent. So, guys, thanks for coming out tonight. Thanks for supporting the team, and good luck to you next year.
Thanks so much.
All right. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right, so that was the Notre Dame boys varsity soccer, or at least a portion of the Notre Dame boys soccer team. So, Tom, let's talk a little bit about last night's game, and let's actually start with the JV. Let's start with the JV side. So, difficult start to that game, getting down 4-0. Able to make a late run at it there, but what happened in the first period, and what changes did you make in periods 2 and 3 to make that comeback?
Yeah, absolutely. For some reason or another, we are late starters. We got just traditionally slow starts, so it's something that we're working on. I don't know if there's a particular reason for it, other than every team that they're facing so far is a new team to these boys. As I mentioned previously, they're all mainly freshmen, but the changes that we made in the second period is we moved a couple defensemen up to forward. To shake some things up, and they actually had some really good tempo to their game, and it kind of I thought it was the catalyst to the game, and we started putting some points and some pucks in the back of net.
Yeah, and one of those goals was scored by Charlie Duffy, who's really stepped up his game of late. 3 goals in the last 3 games. Talk a little bit about Charlie and his play this year.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. He's been one of our leading point guys all season. He had a little bit of a dip and a lull. And he was gripping the stick a little too tight, but right now he's starting to put some points on the board, and I think he's comfortable playing the type of hockey that we know that he can play. He's made a smart move yesterday coming down the wing. He changed the angle of his shot, and it was pretty good deception. He had the defenseman going inside, had the goalie leaning as well, and he was able to slip one past him.
Yeah, he's really stepped up his game here over the last couple of weeks. So let's switch. Switch, I guess, stations here a little bit and talk a little bit about the varsity team. They lost 2-0 last night. What's the confidence level like in that locker room with the rough start to the season at 8-1?
I think right now we're battling it a little bit. The confidence level isn't necessarily where it needs to be. I know as coaches we're a little frustrated, just because we know what we've got in the room, and it's better than what the stats and the standings show. And it's about getting them to believe again that they are better than what the standings show, and hopefully they can turn it around. And just what we're trying to do is them take little positive steps to mount up to, the big successes that we're looking for.
What are some of those? You got to look for small victories, right?
Yep.
I mean, when you haven't been able to put one in the win column, you have to look for the moral victories.
Absolutely.
What are some of the incremental improvements you've seen specifically from the varsity team over the course of the year?
The improvements?
Yeah.
I think in some cases we're simplifying our game a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little bit different than what they're used to. So we're looking for them to chip the puck in and kind of go at it blue collar, and we've been better at that.
Okay.
At the varsity level. So it's just about finding that consistency. It seems to be a theme for our whole program is that we're looking for the consistency. So if we can stay blue collar, play some simple hockey, build off those small victories, win our races, win our battles, and then ultimately keep pucks low and get them to the net, I think we're going to see a turnaround here. And once it does turn around and we start playing with some confidence, I think we got a team to actually do some damage and actually change where we stand and hopefully at least get into that bottom tier of the playoff bracket.
And while it may not necessarily be a young team, it's an inexperienced team. But that being said, who are a couple of the players, either varsity or JV, who have really stood out to you this year or who have made strides that maybe are a little bit surprising?
I'll tell you, both goalies are rock solid for us this year. So both goalies have been standouts. I would say on varsity, I think right now Esposito is I think he's starting to play with some tempo and some speed. I think there's a lot of players that have grown. It might not show necessarily, K-Wall being one of them. I do like Sheehan's game on varsity as well. K-Wall's had good looks on both varsity and JV for us. I think with how raw we are on JV, I wouldn't say that there's anybody who necessarily stand out. Night by night, there's always somebody though who kind of. I mean, Duffy right now is doing well. Weber for a while was scoring a bunch of points for us. So.
Yeah, that's actually a great segue. I'll actually be talking to varsity goalie Mitch Miskovich roughly midway through the first period of the varsity game. So, Coach, the last thing I want to talk about is next Saturday we have a very kind of special event going on here at the Mount Prospect Ice Arena, the ND Fights Cancer event, and we talked a little bit about this last week, but obviously I wanted to give you the opportunity here to talk a little bit more about it and just sort of anybody who maybe is checking in for the first time to get some information about what's going to be going on here next Saturday.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, we've got a bunch of festivities planned. It's a back-to-back against Bennett. We're fortunate enough to be part of a sport that has such a strong community tie to each other. It's really, we wear different sweaters, but we're a family because we all play hockey, go through the same thing. And it's real nice to be able to kind of give back to people that are maybe struggling. I mean, some of our own families are in a fight that, it's unfortunately that anybody has to go through.
What are some of the events, some of the special things that are going to be going on here next week?
Yeah, so we've got T-shirt sales. Mm-hmm. We've got these wristbands that we're going to be selling right here. I don't know if you can see them. But these wristbands right here will be for sale. They're $2 each. It gives you a 15% discount at this restaurant here right next to us. It's just our Stick It to Cancer NDCP hockey bracelet. We'll have them for sale. We're going to be doing Chuck a Duck.
Okay.
Various raffles, some 50-50 stuff. Try and get more of the students out for both teams.
Right.
And just hopefully have a really good time raising some money for a really good cause.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a terrible disease, and anything that we can do to help beat it is a plus. So, Coach, I know you got a game to go coach here, so I wish you the best of luck tonight, and we'll talk soon, all right?
Thanks, Aaron.
All right, head coach Tom Geiger of the JV team. We will be back with the rest of the Notre Dame Dons pregame show right after this.
I first came across the Illinois Media School back in 2012 when I was producing the news, and what I found was that the Illinois Media School brought out the best people in this industry. The best young people learning how to do their jobs. They would come into our news program and understand more than anyone else anywhere that I've ever seen. Probably what I've enjoyed most about being here at Illinois Media School is watching the students come in filled with excitement and then watching them leave and become productive members in the entertainment industry. It's great to see them come in excited and learn so much and then go out and be productive members of our industry. What do I like most about the students who attend IMS is their passion and how excited they are to go out and do new things, and the willingness they have to push the boundaries of our industry and really test their own limits and do something that's greater than themselves. I'm Brian Gill and I'm a video producer. I'm an instructor here and I am IMS.
Well, I got started at IMS because I really had nothing going on for me. I didn't have a job. I wasn't in school, and I was just getting out of my other school. I knew I wanted to go into broadcasting, but I didn't want to spend too much time in college. I'd already spent about 4 years, and I was like, I really don't have that much time to just play around anymore. So I really wanted to get into the business, and I had a friend, and he went to the school, graduated, and I saw he was already in the business, and everything was happening so quickly, and I went to him, I was like, hey, how did you get started? And he said, at the time, Illinois Center for Broadcasting, and I was like, all right. So I looked into it, went on a tour, and it changed my life. It really did. From the first step I took into the place, you felt the energy in there, and so many positive vibes coming from everywhere, and that's just the first time you step into it. And then you get started into it, and you're learning from industry professionals, you're learning from some of the best to ever do it, and it's like, oh my gosh, I'm sitting here in front of people that I grew up watching, and just going through that process, man, that whole year was the time of my life. I was super duper busy, but it was so much fun. Got an internship right away, was actually in a real radio station, and I saw my dreams coming true right before my eyes. And what's awesome is that I love the school so much, I couldn't leave. Graduated, and I'm still there now. I'm working with The Edge, theedgeonair.com at the Lombard campus.
I decided to go to the Illinois Media School because I realized after I finished college the first time that I really wanted to work in media, and this was the best option for someone who had a job and was busy but still wanted to get the career that they were looking for. One of my favorite things about going to the Illinois Media School was the fact that you had to and got to do everything. It wasn't like a classroom where, oh, well, this person gets to use the camera, this person gets to use the radio, and then everyone else just watches. In fact, everyone did everything together, and it definitely showed what you could do and what you needed help on. It wasn't a guessing game. Everything was just there. There are so many different people inside one school at the Illinois Media School. You have people who want to be on camera or behind the mic, and then people who want to work in production, and it's awesome to work together as a team to produce a radio show and a TV cast. And it doesn't matter how old you are, who you are, everybody is at the school. I'm Michelle Abraham. I'm an on-air personality at 97 ZOK, and I am IMS.
And we are back for the first of two games this evening here at the Mount Prospect Ice Arena. Notre Dame taking on Marist, the varsity game obviously first, and the JV game scheduled for puck drop later this evening. Again, the varsity team lost last night 2-0 to Layton, dropping their record on the season to 0-8-1. So they are looking to get in the win column tonight against the Red Hawks. Again, my name is Aaron Shellen, and I will be bringing you both games this evening. I had the opportunity to talk to the JV coach, Tom